Hey everyone, I'm Bionicle Titan. Welcome back to Bionicle Uncovered for the first time in a while. Joining me today is...
FX Toe Fire!
And I'm Toamura. I'm new here.
And today
Welcome.
we're going to talk about Bara Magna, everything that happened during 2009 story and a little bit before it. And we're also going to talk about what happened in 2010, which is still technically kind of on Bara Magna, because that final fight happened on there.
Yep. So, let us begin. So, Bara Magna was originally once a section of a huge planet called Spirus Magna, which was ruled by the elemental lord of sand. And he basically ruled a land, you know? Anyway, many of the warriors on this planet were enlisted to fight in a core war over energized protodermis, which was discovered elsewhere on the planet.
So, what happened is, why it's not Spirit Magna, is this thing called the Shattering happened. And with the Shattering, it was Bara Magna, Spirus Magna, and Boda Magna. So, it's these three, looks like a planet and two moons with each other, and pretty much they got split apart because of this war that over the energized protodermis. Energized protodermis is what turned the Toa into the Toa Nuva. It just gives great power or destruction to beings, and it split this planet into two small moons and one giant piece. And Bara Magna became a barren wasteland for the most part. Not really the greatest place to live.
But the thing that doesn't make sense is the two moons. One was jungle moon. The other one was a water planet. The jungle one being called hold on, I just forgot it.
Boda Magna.
Boda Magna, and the other one Aqua Magna. How does that happen? How does a planet lose all of its greens on the one moon and all of its water on the other moon?
Who knows?
Science.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Where's the
Anything can
science
happen.
of Bionicle? I know.
Bionicle is very diverse. So
Yes.
True.
Yes.
But yeah. So after this happened, it's all the because Matoran, they're all in the Matoran universe on Aqua Magna. I think there are some beings on Boda Magna, but for the most part, on Bara Magna, it's the Agori and the Gotorian. And a Gotorian is pretty much a Toa without elemental powers, is what it mainly you think about it. And an Agori is a kind of like a Matoran, but it did not come out of a machine that everybody knows about, and they can just press the button to make more. As far as we
So it's
know.
like a Turaga. I would say it's kind of like a Turaga Matoran. I mean, they did have Turaga-esque features and Matoran-esque features.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
Matoran Turaga.
not to mention they also had translucent heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, a little off topic, kind of the same thing. They brought those back for the Beasts, which I was like, oh hey, that just like throwback to 2009 when those first started being a thing.
Yeah.
Because we went from having the translucent heads 2009, and then we transferred back this past year into a head with an eye stalk, which is probably the best thing ever, just because
Yeah.
it's just cool.
More detail.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
we will have reviews at some point coming out about those new sets for the summer and their translucent heads, so watch out for those. But kind of moving on.
Plug. Yeah, moving on.
So the Skrull actually had more leaders and more people originally. After the
like the mighty Tuma.
Yeah, Tuma became the only remaining leader, so he was the head honcho of the Skrull. And the Rock Tribe was cut off from their home, actually, so it was either on Boda Magna or Aqua Magna, probably somewhere on Boda Magna is where their home originally was. And they got cut off, so it was kind of a disaster for them. And then there's also these things called the Batera, which they kind of, if you look at the picture, it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of a Borok kind of thing, just more humanoidish.
Wait, I gotta look at those. Let me just Google it real quick.
Right?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, and then actually there's one picture of it, and if it gives you a good look at one of them, its face, it looks like Preston Stormer's head, which is
Oh yeah, I
does.
see.
which is kind of funny because this is because it was in a paper cuts I have. It was in paper cuts number 8, which was Legends of Bara Magna, which told you about the Batera and how the Skrull got attacked by them, and then a few different stories. And that shows you this, and this is like a year before Hero Factory, so it also shows you they probably already had some concept of Hero Factory before the actual theme started.
Yeah, definitely.
And also something to be noted, Batera is in Skrull. It means silent death.
Oh really?
Because they were shapeshifters, and they doubled. Not doubled. They were kind of dubbed that by them because they could change their appearance and be unseen, and just pretty much it was kind of like a ninja.
Oh, so kind of like Predator.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Predator, the Borak, and a ninja had a baby, and its name was the Batera.
Oh my.
That was a scary baby.
Yes.
Yeah, it just crawled out of whatever the heck they were doing, and like.
Right. So after the shattering, there's a lot of stuff that happened. I think Glatorian battles started during this point. At some point, I'm assuming that's happened, and they pretty much had to reestablish their socials, economy systems, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy. And there's different tales. Again, Paper Cuts number 8 does have a few tales in it that are comics that I would suggest you read. It's really good. Just it lets you know about some cool stuff from Bara Magna. There's the story of the Skrull getting attacked. There's one of how Malum got exiled and became the king of the Voroks. There's one that tells you the whole story of how the shattering happened. Actually, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there's also one.
I like that.
And then I think there's one where not Vakama. I don't know why I was going to say that. I think Ranu is remembering something during one of them. And it's just kind of a cool book to look through. And I'll give you some more information on what happened after the shattering and in between the arrival of Motunui. Which, when Motunui arrives, we start seeing the 2009 story come together more. Which, let's talk about that first wave of Glatorian first. Those are just, in my opinion, that's just kind of to get us introduced to Bara Magna, let you understand Glatorian battles, to give you some new faces to get familiar with, before they start off and just get right into the story of how Motunui arrives. Which I like how Gresh was included as kind of a main character, even though he was released before Kina and Akar and Motunui as the Glatorian legends.
Well, yeah, Gresh is. I don't know. Just in my opinion, like Gresh was kind of like the coolest Glatorian besides like the Skrull. Back in my day.
True.
Yeah.
True. I mean, Gresh, he was the only one to actually have a mask that like kind of fully covers his face, I think.
Yeah, I liked that. That was cool.
Yeah, like everyone else pretty much had a mask that had holes everywhere, but Gresh was like the only one.
Yeah, and which in the movie it did come back as like a faceplate, whatever, kind of like Optimus Prime does.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool, but then on like the set, you kind of like say like you're a kid and you look at it and you're watching the movie, you're like, why can't mine do that or something?
That would have been a cool feature for them to include in a mask. I think it would have been hard, but it might have been possible.
Yeah, just include like an extra mask with it, and then you'll be good. Like,
true, that
could happen.
I mean, you could probably modify it yourself. Just get some knives and stuff and start cutting.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen people modify it.
Which
my friend used to do that.
Which I guess Gresh was probably one of the best sellers, I guess, because he got an appearance the next year as a Bionicle star.
Yeah, don't talk about the stars just yet.
Yeah,
for my sake and for the video's sake.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later. We'll discuss the tragic end to Bionicle. But yeah, So, but back to Matanui's arrival. So when Matanui arrives, the movie starts. Pretty much if you want to know everything that happened while Matanui was there for the most part, go watch Bionicle: The Legend Reborn. I think it's still on Netflix. It may be. They may have taken it off already.
Yeah, they took it off because of Journey to One.
That's
so
right.
like,
because they had number 3 and that one on there, and I remember them taking off one or the other. So I think they're both off there now, actually.
all gone.
You can probably find them online really easy. It's an older movie now. It's not that hard to find. It's animated. I don't think anybody's gonna really care if you are watching.
If you're that desperate to watch like the crappiest Bionicle movie, then I don't think they're gonna mind much if you pirate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which I do know a website where you can watch all 4 of them. So if anybody needs to know where to do that, message me and I'll give that to you because I don't know number 3. Personally, I need to get a copy of number 3 on DVD, but I have.
Scrub. No,
So-
JK.
I know for sure that 1 and 2 are definitely on YouTube. I've watched those before.
Yeah, those
Oh,
are
yeah,
1 and 2 are on YouTube. So yeah.
Oh, and the same guy has the third one, but it's on Google Plus instead of YouTube, so he wouldn't get.
Yeah, you can. It's really easy to find the movies. Just look around. But we're just gonna go ahead and kind of talk about it and what happened.
So in the movie, it starts off with Montanui flying through space because it makes sense if you've seen like the last clip of the swamp saga.
Yeah, and like
the swamp area.
It also makes sense if you like look at the CGI clips or like the commercials in case if you couldn't go on like the computer to look it up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let me spoil it if you haven't really. Actually, no. Spoiler warning for any of those people who still wonder what happened.
Let's
podcast. Read all the Bionicle lore and come back. Anyway. So.
Yeah, well, this has been to inform people about the Bionicle lore too. So I mean, if you haven't seen this, this movie, you're probably not a true fan of Bionicle because I think we've all seen it at least once.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the end of the Mystica and Fantoka era, it's revealed that Montanui rises up, and after he rises up, Makuta takes control and launches the Mask of Life out of him.
Woohoo!
So yeah, in the beginning of the movie, it shows, I think, the island of Montanui. I swear it shows the island of Montanui.
Shreds up my childhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, gone. It shows that, and then it shows the mask flying through the air. Well, flying through space, not the air. And it passes by a couple planets, and they make the Unity Duty Destiny symbol. And that is the 2 moons of Bara Magna and Bara Magna.
Bara Magna. Wait, what?
It's a Bara Magna's moons. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can just call them the moons. I don't know.
The moon.
Yeah.
And then the Bara Magna. So then after
no proper
it shows
name.
Yes, Bionicle names. What are they? Anyway, after that, it shows the mask crashing and then creating a body for Montanui.
Right.
Yeah.
So Matanui kind of just the Mask of Life creates him a body, and then he meets Little Click, which found a video. Actually found a thing a little while ago. This was several days ago, I think. There was somebody made a mock of like the actual Click, like that's closer to scale.
Oh yeah.
So you can actually like pretend that you have Click on Matanui's shoulder or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
I have that. I think
it was cool because they released the set, but it wasn't like the size.
It was just big.
It was too big to be the actual thing, but I mean,
it was cool though.
I think they should have included it with Matanui. It would have been like not that much more to include it. It would have.
Yeah.
They still
or at least
add.
Oh yes. Sorry, but yeah, they should have like I don't know, maybe added more detail to the shield. Like in the movie, you look at it, it's like, oh my god, it's the bug, and then like you look at the set, you're like, oh, what's this?
Wait.
Like,
well, I mean,
or the eyes
like,
and stuff.
Yeah.
I know the eyes. You can just I don't know. Like a lot of mockups have like already they add them onto it really easily. But like I mean, it would have been an easier thing to do just by. I don't think it's very creative to have like your shoulder pieces to also be your shield as well. But I don't know. I'm not. I don't work at Lego. So.
And also the thing is, Montanui he has a sword in the comics in the movie, but in the set, he's thorax launcher and shield. That's it.
Yeah, that's always kind of bothered me because it's like.
Yeah.
But he has such a cool sword that why would you not include that in a set?
You know what I did? I just got like what they did in the Toa Madanui set. I just used that, but made it all silver.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah,
great idea.
I mean, I guess they do include the sword in a set, but it's not like, the Gatorian Legend set. It's the it's a
Right.
tiny.
I only got the
Right. Not all of us could get the Titan set. It was kind of harder to find and more expensive.
Yeah, like I was like, Mom, I need to get this. I'm like, and then she's like, why? It's like $80 or I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know the price, but I remember it was a lot. And if you're like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 years old at that time, and you're asking your parents for like the giant Madanui with like, and when they're like, no.
We kind of didn't have money back as kids. It's kind of hard to get stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, even now, it's like I'm looking on Bricklink and like, I look for like a metallic, no, not a metallic gold, but a pearl gold Ignica, and it's like $60 just for the mask, and I'm like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
Expensive.
I looked up the set, and it's like, I want to say, like the cheapest I found it was like 200 or around 100. That's the cheapest I found it on eBay, just for the Titan Matanui set. I'm all like, what? But believe it or not, I found the XLR like for like $80 or $60. How is such a great set, the XLR, cheaper than the Titan Matanui? I mean, I guess rarity and all that crap, but for real.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue with the story here.
Right. So Matanui ends up meeting different characters along the way. He eventually meets Akar and Kina, and then they go on an adventure, and Barracks and Gresh are there with them as well, and this whole thing happens, and then they learn that the Skrull are going to attack, take over the planet or whatever, and Metis is kind of leading them, so they're like, yeah, we must unite the villages, huzzah! And,
And then they find out that Midas is a traitor.
Yeah.
Traitor. Swing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, because the way this is found out that Metis is a traitor is Kina follows Barracks because she thinks he's the traitor, and Barracks, and then she like confronts him right there, and he's like, well, don't do that. He's like, I was following, and then Metis is like, he's following me, and deep voice, whatever. Yeah. And they get captured, and Matanui comes and rescues them.
Even though she let them, both of them die, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. So Matanui wins against Tuma.
Then he turns Metis into a snake.
Yeah. There's a giant.
Oh,
there's a giant Scarabax horde that looks like Malum that attacks. Crazy stuff happening.
Wait, why did it look like Malum? Is there any like?
I think it's just a way to include him into the movie, I guess.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I kind of found it kind of cool. I'm not religious or anything, but like, kind of like Matanui's Jesus, Metis is Satan. The snake thing. I don't know. I that's just where I thought got that.
That kind of makes. Oh wow, it makes sense, man.
Mind blown.
I'm blown. I never thought about that. It should also be mentioned that Matanui granted Gresh, Akar, and Kina all elemental powers, I believe,
true.
Right?
Yeah. They were all granted elemental powers because he just kind of pretty much like took their weapon and just like put it to his face and reforged it.
Yeah, my forehead.
Yes.
My forehead will make you stronger.
Yes.
Sadly, you still have no mask power. Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have, but they're wearing helmets technically, I think. So I mean,
yeah,
they're like helmets, or technically their heads, helmets, whatever, because that's just how it was. It's weird like that. Yeah. So, but they when the villages unite, it kind of looks like a robot. Ta-da! It turns out it's actually a smaller prototype of the Matanui robot that Makuta is currently controlling, and it is, well, it's not shown. There's really supposed to be another movie, whatever, and all this stuff. But pretty much what happens next is Matanui learns that the Skrull shield at the end of the movie is a map, and leads him through this maze where he finds this power source for the robot. And then he gets the robot powered up, and then Makuta comes to finish him off, and there's this fight between the giant robots on Bara Magna. And,
Meanwhile, the tiny people fight as well.
yeah, everybody comes rushing out of Makuta Pterodactyl's body and starts fighting each other. Glatorian and Agori and Toa and Matoran versus Horde of Rakshi and everything bad in the world.
Yeah.
Paraka or Skakti. Why would they call him like the Paraka? I know, but it's like I know like they called themselves Paraka because it was a term that they were called in like ancient times or whatever. But like they should have just labeled the set Skakti to make more sense to the story. But I don't know, sales wise and like I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of like.
Wasn't it named Nectarine?
Yeah, Nectan.
Nectan.
Yeah, Nectan.
Nectan is the leader of the Skakti.
Yeah, he gets the worst set.
Even though he's like a midget.
Yeah,
I know, right?
It's kind of cool because like my first set was Vezok, and then when I got Nectan, I was like, "Hey, you're like a really crappier version of my first set."
Yeah.
Hey.
I think that it was originally kind of supposed to be Vezok, but it ended up being dubbed as Nectan because the head was different and stuff. And
yeah, they didn't show the teeth. She's the same Glatorian head. And then,
it ended up being Nectan, which is fine with me. I like it better as Nectan anyways.
Yeah.
Because we have another Skakti set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so there's this huge fight going on, and while Matsunui is fighting Makuta, he kind of like sends the Kanohi Ignite guy down to talk to Tahu and get the golden armor because everything golden is important in the Bionicle universe, and Tahu. So he's talking to Tahu, and then Takanuva and Gresh are the other two sets from that year, and they come to help him fight against the tiny green scrawl. Who knows why it was green? Don't know. That was a Lego choice.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Tuma's baby.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Fan fiction. No.
Please
Never
don't.
mind. No, I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah. Okay. And we got fighting the green scrawl and Nectan and one of many thousand Rakshi of Heat Vision. I think that's what it was. Heat Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laser beams.
No. It was Heat Resistance.
It's like Superman right there. It's like
it was something that was important to the story. I don't know anymore.
No, it was a terrible power. I think it was like Heat Resistance.
Wait, but like, so like after the whole story thing happens, like Tahu's like, "Hey, what's up, my fellow Toa?" And then like all the Toa Nuva are like, "Hey, why are you like a midget, lol?" And then he's like, and he's like, "Oh no."
Yeah. So
Sorry.
Yeah. So there's this whole battle going on between the robots, and then Matsunui ends up winning, and then
Obviously.
Yeah, he smashes Makuta into Boda Magna, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome death, I gotta say. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
He got mooned.
Get wrecked.
His strength. Okay, so Matsunui used his strength and determination to redirect one of Pterodactyl's gravity attacks to Aqua and Boda Magna, and the power of gravity pulled the two fragments into the gravitational field of Boda Magna, causing them to irreversibly plummet onto the desert planet. And during the descent, he pushed Pterodax into the path of Aqua Magna's piece, and hit the back of Pterodax's head, impacting him and killing him. And so the two fragments came back together, reformed Spirus Magna, and then Matsunui used the rest of the robot's power and made Bara Magna bloom again and not be a desert anymore.
Yeah, it's called Spirus Magna.
Yeah, it's a whole planet again, not just some barren desert wasteland.
And sadly.
Like Mad Max anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, sadly, that's like the last thing. G1.
That's the end of our Bionicle story for G1.
Yeah.
So you're probably wondering, well, that's all of Bionicle. So what's next? Well, I don't remember off the top of my head right now if we posted.
Yeah, Lewa gets. Sorry. I'm sorry. I am interrupting.
You're
but
good.
like, doesn't Lewa get captured by like Aurochs or?
We're gonna talk about. So checking something as I talk. So this is working out great.
Yeah.
But we started originally when we first started Bionicle Uncovered on my personal channel. There were 2 episodes that happened. They were told some prehistory of Bionicle, and those 2 episodes, I'm happy to say, will be remade in the future. And next episode will be a brief discussion of the lost years of Bionicle, what would have happened if it had continued, our speculation on what we would like to see if Bionicle had continued, and then some things that happened in the story serial, the powers that be, after Bionicle. This was kind of a continuation of Bionicle with the crappy ending that Greg was trying to work on and give us a better ending to Bionicle, but was sadly never finished. So join us next time when we discuss that. And that is
Goodbye.
everything today.
Oh, sorry.